Okay, good morning. I hope you can hear me, admin. Gonna give IAM Mank a quick call. I'm not sure he's online. Haven't seen any messages from him this morning. He hasn't done his pre-market kind of message in the Discord, so I'll just give him a call and see.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, come on, me.
Okay, cool. Hang on a second. I'm just trying to get your sound coming into my headphones rather than out of my microphone, so that it's not
Okay.
picking it back up. Hang on. Okay, there we go. That should be good. All right. Can you hear me okay still?
I can hear you. Let me know if you can hear me.
Yep, perfect. Admin, can you just let us know in the chat how the sound is? Okay, perfect. He can hear us both. All right.
Great.
Man, it's stressful getting this stream up. I half wondered
Yeah.
if maybe we're just better jumping in the voice. Obviously, we don't get the YouTube kind of published component of it, but anyway, we'll give that some thought at another time. So yeah, wanted to try and get the thumbnail up there while we're sitting and waiting. Try and kick things off as close to 9:15 as possible, and then I think the general flow is going to be just briefly touch on what happened yesterday. The active setups, the key levels to watch out for today, any new overnight structure, tweet updates from Adam, and then kind of maybe closing out with, well, the key immediate sort of if-then statements, and then closing out with maybe a little bit of a motivational, stick to your process, stop gambling kind of spiel. So that's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
So, all right, well, let's just run through that then. So obviously we had huge fail breakdown yesterday, close to the bottom of the range. We just wicked under Wednesday from last week's low. Haven't taken out all the lows, I would say, at the bottom of the range. We haven't done a complete sweep, but it's been sufficient to break out the top of the range up here at 68.93. I probably need to full screen this one. So yeah, we finally had a bit of an injection of volatility, pushed up to the top of the range, and then we've just been kind of flagging overnight. And there we are. You can kind of see us just holding at the top of the range overnight. We did gap down a little bit, so that's one thing to note. We may potentially be looking to reclaim 69.10 and close that. We haven't made a new high overnight, which tends to be a bit favorable for the flags, just kind of storing up some energy. But right now, I think maybe the key thing to point out is the volatility is just dead. So let's just sit and wait, see how the morning develops, see if we get an uptick in volatility that can give us a potential entry. I expanded the wrong chart. Hang on. So yeah, I'm kind of watching from my side, watching a little bit this 05 to 10 level. I know some folks in the group traded this 96. It's not really something that particularly interests me. First support down with low volatility, but it's paid nicely for level to level moves so far. So I guess I like 10 because of the multiple taps of acceptance here. So if we can get a pickup in volatility and push through it, that would be something I'd be looking to engage with, targets up here around 1920. Beneath that, I don't think there's a huge amount of interest unless we get an elevated down sell. Obviously we've got the overnight low, but it's a little bit in no man's land here. It doesn't really align with a significant level. But potentially a low quality entry would be a sweep of that and recovery of 96.
Yeah, that is something I do have on my watch list for today.
Yeah.
Is that entry?
So Adam doesn't talk about this so much anymore, but the importance of significant lows lining up with major structural levels. That's sort of how you end up with a plus next to the level. You can think of it in those terms. And here we don't have that. It's just in the middle. But either way, that would still only be like a C plus in my book. And then below that, no clear levels to really engage down here until we get to the 57. And obviously a very nice one down here at 38, where we got that pretty aggressive back test yesterday. So those are some of the levels we're watching out for. Just checking over to Adam's tweet. Yeah, so he's just calling out 89 to 84 as the first support down, kind of where we've been hanging out overnight. Next big resistance, 05 to 10, which is what we've just tapped into. And then he's giving targets above. And then below here, so this is the sort of the bull bear line we're looking at here at 84. So if that fails, then start to look to the lower levels. But for me, there's nothing down there until 57. But we've had 2 nice days of volatility. The prior 2 days before that were pretty low. We're in a Friday session, so always good to size down. It's been a good week, so hang on to that mental capital, hang on to that actual capital, focus on your process, and you're not going to get rich today with slinging trades. So just everyone knows the rules, stick to them, stick to the system, and don't let your emotions take control of your trades.
Yeah, I would especially emphasize profit protection on Fridays. I've had a ongoing rule now for a while, and I believe Adam does something fairly similar as well. But I only usually take a portion of profits from the week and risk them on a Friday. So that percentage can be up to you. But maybe that's a 25%, 30%, whatever it may be. Just you don't really want to. I think ending your week red on a Friday can be the worst thing for you because, one, obviously, you spent the entire week of working and then now one day at the end of the week messes it up. That alone mentally is a big hit. But the other thing, too, is because it's a Friday, you would have now 2 days to wait after before trading opens back up. And I think that in the past for me has also been the worst thing about just going into a weekend after mentally knowing I just messed myself up on a Friday. I think that is something to also just be wary of for your own mentals. So, because of that, just be wary on Fridays. If you just want to use runner size, go for it. There's no harm in doing that. Volatility anyways is fairly low today. The trading environment and condition just so everyone's aware, like it's not the best after we broke out yesterday of range, right? So now we kind of are in new price discovery, right? So price discovery can operate under 2 ways, either a big sell-off or through some more sideways action. So, so far overnight we went sideways. So, it's just kind of the start of new price discovery. So whenever we just start new price discovery, inherently nothing will be high quality. So I just want to make that point here is like, don't expect anything up here to really be high quality. Like really, if we're talking high quality, like all the trades are much, much more below. Kind of we're back in that range in that box. But for now, just be aware that nothing here is that great high quality. So, and it's a Friday. So just be cautious, and volatility is low as it is. So
Yeah, thanks. I'm just drawing some sort of potential scenarios on here to watch for. Obviously, the red is don't touch. The blue is the strength reclaim, which are always difficult. Those level reclaims, and I should have saved the green for the lower levels, but the really nice ones are obviously down here. So we'd be looking for massive injection of volatility, scary flush, and then reclaim. So yeah, stay safe out there. Hope that's helpful to everyone. Obviously, this one is not going out live, but we may start doing this live next week. So we'll catch you all in the Discord. Thanks, everyone.
Adios.